Howdy there, YouTube. Another day, another project. This time I'm going to use the Black 2.0 paint again. And I found this table, and it's got this glass top with space underneath. It's got this kind of ugly pegboard down there, and this is tinted, so that doesn't really help. But I'm going to paint underneath here the Black 2.0. And it's kind of got some interesting architectural features down here, as well as some storage space. But I'm going to paint the outside, not 2.0, but definitely this inside part. I'll probably do Black 2.0, and then I was thinking about maybe putting in some lighting in here. So that's going to be another project, and the reason this is another wife project. She hates what I have in my room currently, so this is going to replace it theoretically, even though I have no idea how I'm going to fit all that stuff inside of here. So we'll take a look at that and see the issue. So now you can see the dilemma here. This thing is huge. It's an old buck knife display, and it's full of stuff, and this is just one side. So kind of go through some of the stuff in here. This is a new in box Arduino Leonardo. Got an old Donkey Kong Nintendo handheld. A cat's paws. I really like those. Are really cool heels, old school. They work really well. Although the sizes are weird, you got to make sure to get the right size. Another empty box Arduino. Some ROTC color brasses, and they're kind of hard to find. Some scope mounts. Got data plates, VIN plates from Nova and a Mustang, I think, if I remember right. And I worked at a junkyard, and they crushed these cars, and I pulled them off before they threw them away. Some badges, military style watch, a Nismo metal thing. Those are kind of rare. A TV face watch. I thought those were cool for a while. This is an antique fence plier pouch for your belt, holster. Another set of the ROTC things. Yeah, really rare, right? I got 2 sets, brand new. World War I German dog tag. I got a bunch of German dog tags. Some of the Iraq Most Wanted. See, this is a pic and a ticket from Mastodon. I went and saw them and apparently caught this pic. I don't remember anything about the concert, but the next morning I had that in my pocket, so apparently it was a good concert. This is a homemade knife marked 1950 from the town I'm from with the guy's name. So that's kind of cool. Korean War bring back, or make, theater made. Some Sharks cards that I've collected. Some puck cards and jersey cards, signature cards. My grandpa's dog tag and his Sterling Captain's bars. Some unit patches, a big rattlesnake rattle. I cut that one off myself. Let's see, a little Spyderco. I got some antlers and stuff, a big pile of antlers, and some gator, World War I gators. I mean, there's just all manner of stuff up here. There's that chrome ersatz bayonet. My Axcop poster won't be affected. But you can see, I mean, this is one side. There's 4 sides on this thing, and there's the stuff in the base. So there's just no way that's all going to fit in here, so I'm going to have to be selective on how I set it up. Obviously the cards are gone, and I'll have to be very selective. So that's my dilemma, not yours, I suppose. So we'll see what ends up in the final product. I got this thing apart, and this was just a piece of paper. And this is just a piece of rapidly delaminating plywood, so it ain't gonna work. I'm gonna just use it as a template. And I got an LED RGB light strip with a remote and everything, because this will be by my bed, so I can use it as a lamp. I'll use the table itself as a lamp. And what I'll do is I'll move these glue blocks down so that I have more depth. So I've got enough depth for the light as well as for the stuff that's going to be sitting in here. And I got 5 meters, but I can always trim it. And then I'll hide all of the electronics up underneath the new piece of plywood under here, because that's just like a piece of 1/4 inch, and that is not going to be able to support the weight. I might even throw some pieces of slats across here once I get the glue blocks moved where I want them. I'll probably move them all the way down, and I'll hide the electronics underneath, and then the wires down underneath the legs, because where it's sitting against the wall, if I have a wire going out that way, it'll be hidden. So that's the plan anyway. So this piece of glass has some nastiness to it, but it's glass, so it'll clean off there real easy. It's real thick and it's smoked, and it's an octagon, so I'm gonna be trying my darndest not to break it, because if it gets broke, the table's pretty much trash. And I think I might have some attaching, because my friend has one of these tables, and the problem with that is pulling the piece of glass up every time you want to either replace or move or look at something. Or if something, like if you spill a drink on it and the liquid gets underneath, you need to pull it up. Well, sticking some metal spoon or something underneath there isn't really a great option. Okay, so I'm working on this inside now since it's raining, which probably isn't advisable for the family response, but I really don't have a choice, so I'm doing it anyway. So I built a panel here, and I'm not a woodworker. I'm a metal and plastic worker, but I make things so that they're press fit. You don't even need no screws when I make something, but it really leads me to frustration because I try to make things fit perfectly, and of course it's wood, but from the time you cut it to the time you put it on, the dimensions could have changed. So that's why I don't like it. It's kind of sloppy workmanship. Anyway, so I cut this double gang box in here. I got it wired. This is an old power strip cord. Power strip gave out, but it's grounded, so it'll work good. It should be long enough to reach the cord. I moved the blocks down, the glue blocks I moved down to where I want them. I cut a piece of wood here. Luckily they had a piece for very inexpensive clearance at Lowe's. I used the old piece of wood as a template, and it wasn't exactly square, so this kind of only fits in here one way, which is cool. And this isn't a gap, this is where the old glue blocks were, so you can see it's down further than it was, so I should have some extra space in here, even though this wood is a lot thicker, so it kind of took up some of the space I gained, but that should be okay. This is all going to be Stuart Semple Black 2.0 anyway, so it's going to be a black hole, so you won't see any of the stuff in here. So I probably could have just used a piece of, you know, CDX or something, but they had this birch on clearance, so I picked it up instead. Should make it easier to paint and everything. So I really kind of like these dovetails too. I'm kind of ashamed to paint over this stuff, but the rest of the thing isn't put together very well. So trying to preserve these dovetails is kind of stupid. So anyway, I'll keep on working and we'll see how far we get. And I forgot to mention, since this is going to be in our bedroom next to our other like fancy kind of feminine bed, what I'm going to do is I found these paper things at the thrift store, and they were 50 cents for a whole pack of them. I got a whole bunch of them, and they fit just about perfect on here. So I think what I'm going to do is cut these top portions off. I'll get 2 out of each one, and I'll do it along the top. I'll use it as a stencil along the top, and I'll probably end up painting this like a light off-white tan cream color, and then I'll do the stencil white, so it'll kind of give it a little bit of contrast. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I can't stand just painting it white. It drives me crazy. So, and doing a camouflage in there isn't gonna sit well with the misses. So I figure I'll paint it white and put this doily junk on there, and then inside of here will be all my war memorabilia. So it'll kind of be camouflaged, kind of a, I don't know, home ec camouflage, you know, disguise it in your house. Anyway, although not really disguised now that you know about it. Black cherries. Well, there's the first coat. It covers really well. I mean, it's really thickly pigmented. It goes on there really well. But I did find from previous use that a second coat gets the best effect. So I'll let this dry, and then I'll come back and hit it with the second coat. So I use 3 different products to clean glass. This is what I use for anything that just needs kind of a touch-up. The spray away glass cleaner, it works really well. Streakless, ammonia free, so it doesn't smell. Then if it needs a little bit more work, I use this 91% isopropyl alcohol. anything under 90% doesn't catch on fire, which means it's not really alcohol, is it? So then if you got something really gnarly, this Dawn's Mobile Glass water stain remover will pull it off of there without scratching the glass. This stuff's really good too. So if you're having problems cleaning glass like on a car or anything, I mean, sometimes you can even get it cheap. This stuff works good. So I figure I might as well show you this little vintage corner that I've assembled. This is all my kind of thrift store finds except for the ugly lamp. But this is a Detrola old vintage radio that I got working. Put some new tubes in it.
What they did with the Fisk fight, and including the FBI and how they were sharing information with contractors
radio.
that weren't even cleared to
Cool.
have this information.
It's funny when I got it working.
Under Obama, these rules for
propaganda came through it, like clearly propaganda, and it was funny. It was like it was trapped inside for all those years when it wasn't working. So then this table is so cool. It's a Brandt, and I don't know what this little shelf is for, but I was able to find this other Brandt table just a couple days ago, and it's still dirty. I haven't cleaned it yet, but Brandt's usually known for its oak, kind of that old Western style furniture, and they've had some of that, but it's kind of clunky and it doesn't really fit my style, so I don't pick it up. But I was happy to find this drop leaf table, and it's got some really cool hinges on it, and the feet match, so they're obviously from the same series. And then this is a chair here that's David Edwards, and these chairs are $400 to $500. I think that one cost me $10. I was gonna throw it out on the porch, and then I did a little bit of research. I was like, hey, this is kind of a nice chair, you know, it's well built, it's heavy duty, it's still in nice shape, you know, somebody took care of it. So $400 to $500, I wasn't gonna leave it on the porch. And then this is like a 18th century, or not 18th, 19th century birthing chair. I didn't know that's what it was when I bought it, or I probably wouldn't have, but it's still kind of cool. It's got this cowhide, I think that's later on there, but it's kind of neat the way it's put together. I bought it in Amish country in Pennsylvania, where my parents live. Oh, so now you're not going to focus. Focus, focus, focus. Sometime today? Well, good, because this lamp is really hideous, but it was in my grandmother's house, and I've always kind of liked it. It's got this marble base and these kind of ugly cherubs doing whatever it is they're doing. It had some glass baubles that hung down, but my daughters have subsequently lost them messing around with it, and they got some stuff on it. But it's just a really, really ugly lamp, and I like it, so that's why it's still here. So here it is installed. Of course I can't paint until Sunday because it's going to rain until then. I noticed it's got quite a bit of sheen on it, and I don't know if that's because the original piece of wood was really slick, so I think I might do another coat, because that's not really the effect I'm going for. And I've got to paint the inside rails, but of course I don't want to paint those until the outside's painted, because it's going to get overspray all over it. And this thing really does not want to focus ever. About time for a new camera, I suppose. I really like it, but without the focus it's kind of pointless. So anyway, and I think I'm going to paint this panel black also, kind of make it look like this is floating in there, and also make like it's not there. So that's another development that I've come to the conclusion of. Nice focus. Alright, I've got it painted white with the stencils. It looks okay. I could probably have done better, but it'll work. We'll move on to the next step. So here it is so far. Now I don't have the lights in it, they're still not here. They're kind of stuck in transit. But it turned out pretty good. The stenciling, I'm not really that good at it. And this little bump out kind of made the stencil stick out. So it didn't really get the effect I wanted. But all in all, I think it'll work out good. There's no sense in wiring it since I don't have the wiring for the thing, but it'll have a light switch here. Well, I'll show you. It'll get here eventually. And I haven't put anything inside yet, and I think I need another coat. You can kind of see the sheen. Even though it's tinted glass, you can see the sheen coming back through it. So that's it for now. So there it is with something in it. I think it looks pretty cool. You can definitely see it. I use something kind of shiny. So it's definitely kind of the urban hidden. Look at my fancy table. And then, oh, look at all my cool stuff in there. I think maybe those dog tags will look cool. I got a bunch of those German dog tags. What do you think?
I don't know.
What do you think out of 10?
5.
Oh, bummer. Guess I have to try harder. So here's the accessories I got. One of these decor style switches, and then the double USB with the light switch, and the double dealio for the down here. And then the light switch will be for the lights, LEDs. So that'll be the end of part 1. This is already too long, and their lights aren't here, and they're not coming for a couple days. So until then, kind of cool, kind of the little floating thing. Definitely better than the original. And then this is whatever, 5 out of 10, I suppose. So until next time, thanks for watching, and see you next time.